Hey, and welcome back to How to Be Real, a place where we can be real in a world obsessed with fake. I am Tasha B. I'm an actor, a filmmaker, writer, and creator extraordinaire that is definitely feeling this fire horse energy. I'm ready to get up and go. Giddy up.
Let's go. Let's giddy up. And I'm Tay. I'm a creative producer, lover of all things wellness, and your favorite local yogi.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
And after we get that out the way, I say, how you doing, Tay?
Girl, I'm doing good, actually. I feel like I don't know, things have been good. Like, just good. You know? I feel like I just came off of a really, we were talking about last podcast, I was like venting to Tosh, like, oh my gosh, this project is getting on my nerves. I cannot wait for it to be over. But it was fun.
Yeah.
You know? Now that it's over, I'm like, oh, I really liked it.
Right. I feel like that the things like that, when it's like an event, it's like you go to it, and while you're there, it's like the culmination of all that work makes you feel so accomplished. Like, wow, it all came together.
Yep.
Look at that.
Yep, exactly.
And it was dope. So
Thank
yeah,
you.
congrats on that, girl.
Thank you, girl. So I feel like a lot of like stress has lifted.
Yeah.
You know?
Like it's done.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's done. What about you, friend? How are you doing?
I'm feeling cool. Like I said, getting up and going, so that's good. But with everything going on, sometimes I do have those heavy moments. So it's like a balance between kind of like letting myself feel how I'm feeling, however it is. Don't judge it, don't name it, just feel the feels, and then try to use whatever energy is left over from just letting the feelings flow through you. Whatever stays, try to use it in a constructive way, whether it be to clean something or put it towards something that I'm doing or saying something, writing something, or, hell, sometimes it's just painting something. Or
Expressive.
something constructive.
Yes.
That shirt that I'm making,
Yes.
I'm really excited about. So yeah, just little stuff. You use it for something good.
Yeah. Yep. How can we transmute this?
Make it worth it.
Yeah. That part.
But so that'll bring us to our little shout out. And you wanted to shout out that in California now we can sell food from our kitchen.
Yes, ma'am. So California now lets home cooks legally sell food from their kitchen. Now, don't get me wrong. I have gotten a taco or two from somebody's house, from the window of somebody's house. You know, plate,
dessert.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now it's legal to do it. So you don't up and coming chefs or, home cooks who just are like, it's a lot to invest in their own restaurant.
Yeah.
They can now serve from home, but they need to, in order to operate, they have to have a local permit, complete food safety training or certification, pass a health inspection, and then also follow a couple of other rules, like all your food has to be made same day and things like that.
Okay.
But I'm like, shoot, if you could do that and make it work from home, more power to you, bro.
More power to you. We love that.
We love that. California, uplifting the entrepreneur.
Yes. Giving us a way to hustle, because
Yes.
this hustle culture might be making a comeback, girl.
Okay.
Stuff is getting.
Stuff again.
I wanted to shout out a few Olympians that have won the gold in these Winter Olympics that are going on. I want to shout out Erin Jackson. She won gold for women's speed ice skating. It was a very thrilling race to watch, and to see her win, it was like, and she looked good in her little cat suit skating thing.
Hey,
I was like, okay,
body team.
okay, that speed skating do a body good, girl.
Body
I need
matcha.
to start. Okay, I need to get on some ice skates.
Right.
I was like, damn, I need to get me some ice skates, because if that's what it's doing,
Her booty was sitting.
okay.
I was like, dang, get it, girl.
Good God, that's why she beat everybody. She had all that horsepower. Good God, go
Get it,
ahead,
girl.
Erin.
Black history is
yes,
good, honey.
We love that Black woman. And then another Black woman, Elena Myers Taylor. She won gold in the bobsled.
Oh.
Special shout out to her, because not only is she a mother, she is 41 years old, and she won gold in the bobsleds.
See,
And I'm like, where are we bobsledding in the US of A? I don't know, but Alana, I think it's Alana, she did that.
Yo,
and she is also, I was watching some interviews with her, and she's the most decorated Black female Winter Olympian.
See, and she's still pushing 41. Like, And I love listening to stories like that because it's like, look, don't let an age stop you from
Right?
going
Or
after the
you having
goals.
kids. Because one thing that was really cool with
Mm.
her is in her like thank yous, she thanked her nanny because
Oh,
I think she has two or maybe three kids. And so she was like, you know, this was a collaborative effort with like my family and her nanny, who's like, girl, you deserve the recognition too because you were taking care of my children while I was doing what it takes to train for this bobsledding. I'm sure it takes a lot of time and training. And you know, she was saying it takes a lot of physio. Her husband's a chiropractor, so she was like, there's
that's
a
kind of
lot of
perfect.
hands going in. Right? I'm like, girl, getting adjusted
Yeah.
whenever in the prompt too before bed, just get an adjustment.
Like, hey, babe, just go ahead and crack my C4 real
Okay,
quick.
get me aligned so I can do what I need to do. So
Right.
it was really
That's
cool. So shout out
good.
to her, Alana Myers Taylor and Aaron Jackson, girl.
Get it,
Lots of
ladies.
Olympians, but those two really stood out to me.
Get it, ladies.
Yes.
USA.
Okay, black ladies out here doing it.
Right.
So that'll take us through our three realists, which is also, you know, this is our last episode of Black History Month, so we do want to make sure we are shouting out. So our three realists is our favorite black, like historical figures or pioneers in their field, if you will, or just black people throughout history that, you know, we draw inspiration from. You know.
For
So
sure.
what are yours, girl? What's your three?
So my three stayed pretty like kind of like present day type of, pioneers. First, first gotta shout out our man Ryan Coogler.
I was gonna do Ryan Coogler, but go. You right.
Woo! Okay, not only representing for California from Oakland, California, but
Yes.
also Sacramento because he's Sac State Stingers up.
Yeah.
All right. He's also the first black filmmaker to create or to direct an MCU film. All the Marvel folks.
Black Panther.
Black Panther.
Wakanda Forever.
Right. um, his original film Sinners now has the most Oscar nominations ever in the history of the Academy Awards, which is like
Amazing.
what? Original film too, by the way. Plus. And he's just a pioneer in modern Hollywood film contracts, which we've talked about this on the podcast when it happened, when it freshly happened. But he negotiated this landmark deal with Warner Brothers. And it's just like, where he has just much more control over his work, which is a beautiful thing to see. So, Ryan Coogler, pioneering young man.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your work. My next one is Kehinde Wiley and Amy Sherald. So they're like a combo pack.
Okay.
Because they were the first black artists commissioned by the Smithsonian to do the portraits of President Barack and Michelle Obama.
Okay, that's what I thought. That name sounded familiar. I immediately pictured that portrait of Michelle. That one that's it's just very artistic, and I don't know, it felt like a different take on like it wasn't boring. Like it had color and it looked very interesting as an art piece, not just because it was Michelle, but just as a piece of art. So
Yes.
I think that's what really stood out about that work is not only was it by, I didn't know are they a couple?
No.
Okay, so it's just two artists that collaborated to make that one. I didn't know that. I thought it was just one artist. So that's really cool that it was two people. Because that's a dope painting. Period. I wonder if Michelle, because if someone did a painting of me like that,
Wouldn't that be like?
it's just like this is like captivating.
Yeah.
I love this. I want to have this in my house. Like I wouldn't feel vain having this in my house. It doesn't look real serious or too like this is me.
All about me.
You know, it looks like it could be anybody, but it is her.
Exactly. And
beautiful.
I love how both of them get like these beautiful portraits that all the things that you mentioned are bold and colorful, and I think it really matches their impact, in just not only just Black history, but American history, and especially like compared to all the other portraits you see of the past presidents, you're like, ew. And my last one is Queen Latifah.
Oh, love Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah. Wow, it was hard to pick some of the things to highlight because she's had firsts and been a pioneer in so many ways throughout our culture. So I'm just going to say just a few, but first, solo female rapper to win a Grammy Award.
Ooh, I didn't know that!
Yep, best rap solo performance in 1995. First hip-hop artist to receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. What?
Wow.
Crazy. She also was among the first female rappers to successfully transition from rapping into film, which is like, if you don't have a favorite Queen Latifah movie,
Girl, you just don't know.
you just don't
You
know.
just don't know.
No. And I mean, she was like one of the first black hip hop or black women in hip hop, black people in hip hop, to really talk about like in her song Unity, like to talk about the uh, degradation. No, that
Degradation.
degradation. Thank you,
Yeah.
of women. You know, and be
Especially
like
in hip hop.
in
Yeah,
hip
that's
hop.
one of my favorite. UNITY.
Hey.
Who you calling a bitch?
Literally. So it's like those are just a few, but the list goes on and on and
Yeah,
on.
she's absolutely decorated.
Whew.
Not to mention
So
that silk press.
okay.
Just don't quit. It's definitely the example. I know a few of us have been like, okay, I want mine to be like this. Like, can you make it look like this?
Just like queens, please.
Because
Like
that would be like, imagine finding out that was a wig the whole time. Because it
yo,
looks
that'd
like
be
it's just
heartbreaking.
growing out of her head, and it's gone from the '90s to the 2000s to the 2010s to now.
Yep.
Homegirl's hair is trained.
Yes.
That is some healthy, happy hair. We love
Yes.
it. We
And
love to
she's
see it.
finally like really stepping into her full like lesbianism.
Yeah.
I mean,
like,
she's always
acknowledging, but I think just more publicly.
publicly.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
Comfortable with it.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. So those are some of my current day Black pioneers. What
Yeah.
are the folks on your list?
I went a little more historical with mine, but I went with people who like inspired me in different aspects or facets of my life. So
Beautiful.
number one is Toni Morrison. Her writing, like I remember reading The Bluest Eye in high school and really feeling seen by that book in ways that I didn't even know I needed to be seen at the time. Like you know, like it hits you in these deep spaces that you don't even realize. Like I didn't even really feel like or realize I was feeling not feeling this, but holding this. And this book sees me in this way.
Yes.
If you haven't read The Bluest Eye, it's about a young black girl who really wants to have blue eyes. Not just about that, but anyway,
So many
good
things.
book.
And what I love about Toni Morrison is that like when you read her book, you really have to read her book. Like if you've never read a Toni Morrison book, it's not I would not call that an easy read. You know,
Really?
like
I would, but I don't know. I think because I feel like the way that she writes her book, like it does deal with like heavier themes. I would heavier themes, but I think the books. I don't know. I think they're deep. I don't think they're
Yes.
hard to read. I think they flow. I think it's easy to read, but also I'm biased because I'm a little more of a read and write girly. That's always been my thing. Always been a word type of person. So I feel like if you aren't really, I don't know, like a person who reads and enjoys to read, that it might be
I feel like
a deeper book for you to get into. It's not like it's not like a light read is I guess what I would say.
I feel like it's definitely one of those ones where like it's a good when I say it, I mean like if you're into like you have to really for me I can get it, but I like in order to really she puts messages in the messages, you know? Like I feel like when she has a sentence, it's like deeper than just what's being said there. Like when you break it down, it's like, damn, you have messages in the messages. So it's like to me, that's what makes it a more like more difficult read. Like, yeah, you know, because I agree. The words they flow. It's a beautiful. She's an amazing fucking. She's intelligent. Like it's so. I think in the way for me, like you wouldn't. I would not put words together in those ways, and I'm like, yo, the way you tell a story is
Colorful.
oh my
Absolutely
gosh,
colorful. Yeah,
just
and I think I get what you're saying. It's like there's a certain depth there
yes,
that isn't just he walked down the street.
Yes,
Yeah, I do get what you're saying. Where it's like you're reading the whole thing, and there's absolutely, and I don't even know honestly because I've watched a lot of interviews with her. I don't even know if that was like her original like. I don't know if she did that super duper intentionally. That's not to say she didn't know that that's what she was doing, but I think in that way, it's like specificity. And this is one of my favorite things in storytelling to use to really, I don't know, I guess hit that deep is when the more specific you get about a human being, the more intimate you can paint a character, the deeper that it hits for someone reading or watching or, seeing, experiencing this character. Like if you can see that somebody is, on their last dollar, just got fired from their waitressing job, and their parent is an alcoholic who is, who knows, looking for them or whatever. Like the more specific you can get, the more details you can get on the specific character's like struggle or story, the more you'll captivate people with like, oh my gosh, I may not be this exact person going through this exact thing, but all of those feelings, all that pressure that this person is feeling, I definitely know what having all this on my shoulder on shoulders can feel like. So I think she does a really good job of that. Like the story is creating that pressure, creating that emotional state, and like you said, getting really colorful on how we're describing these people in the setting, and you're immersed in it. So I really, really enjoy her writing, and her writing is absolutely something to read and aspire to. Honestly.
Truly,
like be inspired by. Like, girl,
yes,
I love this. It's art. It's very much art.
1000%.
The next one is Serena Williams. I don't really know about her right now with the Ozempic commercials and things like that. That's not really what I'm speaking on. I'm more so speaking on back in the day, and they're doing some of the same things to like Coco Gauff and especially what's her name?
Naomi?
Naomi Osaka. They're getting a little bit of this too, but the treatment that Serena Williams got, her and Venus, when they were doing tennis back in the early thousands, late 90s, early thousands, it was cray. And they were literal kids with beads in their hair. And the way that people, it was
like sick, honestly.
And I grew up watching them, seeing them in the headlines, seeing the headlines, and then seeing how she responded to all of the stuff. And I am going to be honest with you. When people look back at like civil rights, for example, and specifically like Martin Luther King and these tactics of like sitting at this counter and having people pour stuff on you and you sitting there calmly, like to us today, that feels like I would never, like I'm about to mess these people up, like I'm fighting back. Like there is a strength and there is a poignant ass message there. Like you send this message and it is to really point out who's the problem here. And I think Serena did that. She handled all of that at such a young age under immense pressure, on the world's stage playing tennis. That's a worldwide sport. She's doing the US Open, but she's going, overseas and encountering their stuff. See, she's on the world stage, and to dominate the way that she did, get, people trying to get their licks in whenever they can on her, and to handle it with such grace, such poise.
As a child.
To still smile and find joy in that game, in the face of all of that. Absolutely freaking inspiring.
Yes.
Absolutely inspiring. I hate that she had to go through that stuff, but the way that she handled it really, again, it shined light on who's the problem. It definitely, if you were somebody who's a bigot, then who knows, you're going to feel how you feel, who cares? But for those of us who are watching her and seeing that, girl, we saw you were not the problem. You were not the problem. Ever. They were the problem. And you handled it so gracefully. I love it.
The crazy thing is she really has had to deal with that like her entire career.
Boo. Entire career. And still even now, like people try to say stuff. So her and Venus, shout out to her and Venus, because they both, I know Serena was a little more in the public eye. I think that's why she came to my mind, but much respect to both of them for handling it. I think Venus had her way of just like, y'all just not going to, I'm just not even going to do this with y'all. So shout out to both of them for that. That's definitely a shining example.
So good.
In my formative years of like, you know what,
with the beads.
And I'm wearing my beads.
Yes.
We all want beads in our hair. Because it was just empowering.
In spaces that you do not see dark-skinned women, girls with beads.
And we know the beads make noise. Y'all hearing these beads.
Right. At Wimbledon. Like you like, oh yeah, with a black daddy, like, what you're not gonna do?
What you're not
is
gonna
ask
do?
my daughter a question that she already
She
answered.
said she's the champion. You're not gonna question that and make her question that. F that. Don't mess with her confidence. She can win. She knows she can win. If you don't think so, but we know we're gonna win.
See, that's what happens when you have like other adults in your life that are yes.
And not letting nobody fuck with it.
Thank you.
That's what. Shout out to all the parents that do that.
Please
don't let nobody fuck with your kids' shine
ever.
Them, like I said. My last one, I couldn't just pick one because I think of like, okay, the women that when I thought about like, okay, I want to be an actor. Who are the people that I'm like, okay, so Eartha Kitt and Diane Carroll. If I could just whoop it,
the queens,
you know what I'm saying? That combination, because Eartha Kitt was just larger than life. Truly. She could do it all. She was singing. She was dancing. She was got the body for days.
Okay, body up,
and she is her everywhere she go.
Yes,
everywhere she go. She was speaking up. You know, she famously spoke up against the Vietnam War with the first lady in the audience. Basically called her out in front of everybody, which is like, and it forced her career kind of overseas because she got in trouble out here and she did not care and she did not stop. Eartha Kitt, like, absolutely somebody who stood on it, knew who she was and was like, I'm not watering it down, compromise for who?
For who?
Ha! Not doing that. Love all of that.
Eartha, yes.
You know, that's also like the Santa baby of it all. And just, oh my God, there's so much to love about Eartha Kitt.
She was sultry.
Right. But then she was also crazy. Remember her in Boomerang? It was just like, girl, she played Yzma's voice in Emperor's New Groove. Like her imprint is just, Oh my God, that's right. That was her too. She has her imprint in my life as well.
Taking me up the mountain.
No, her in Boomerang. I don't have any panties on. I was like, oh my God. But she said that with full kind, like, boo, you know you want it.
She said, you know, you already gave it to me by that point.
Oh my God. Love Eartha Kitt. And then the combination, Diane Carroll, like I said, she is
another icon.
That poise, that grace, literally the most poised woman to ever do it.
Literally, she is class.
She is class. She is snark. She is straight up snood.
Yes,
snooty to the core. She was just elegant, elegant woman, and then also her take on just how she was raised and how, again, like I said, framing this racism, this bigotry, this misogyny as a not me problem, boo. That's not my problem. I'm not going to stress myself out about this because this is a you problem. If you don't like that I'm here, guess what? Get used to it. Deal with it. You leave because I'm here. And I do belong here.
Look.
The hell?
You know, about every, like, from Serena, Tony, all the women that you just named, like, I think each of them is a shining example of how just existing can be your fight back.
It can.
Like, just being you.
Standing in your shit.
Yes.
Stand in your truth. Stand in who you are as a person and do not compromise that for anybody. You don't have to. You really don't. And, like, really with Serena, again, thinking about not backlash, just thinking about the slinging of the mud and the things people try to do to kind of bring her down. She really did not let her, like, not only did she, in those moments, hold her composure, stay composed, keep a smile on her face. And I'm not finna let you dull my win like you're trying to do. I just went out there and grand slammed on that hoe.
Hello.
And you out here asking me about some shit that don't even matter. Y'all over here trying to find me for my outfit. You're mad that I wore a cat suit? Why are you upset?
What does that have to do with how I can do the job?
I didn't break no tennis rules. I've been doing this.
Just
what are you
y'all
talking
dress
about?
Like boring, basic, bad built body bitches? Like, I can't.
You're mad that you couldn't take your eyes off me in that cat suit.
Thank you.
I was distracting, but guess who was playing?
I got all this ass on the court.
Okay.
That's why
you was looking at it exactly who you needed to be looking at. Because guess who won that match?
Why?
So what?
Crazy.
Leave me alone.
Just me existing is a threat to you? You know what? Me existing is a
winning,
revolution.
Dominating in this sport, y'all can't say, we don't like that, it's her. You can't say that. So you're going to say any little nonsensical thing that you can say. Like, we not stopping. We not going nowhere.
No.
We're still here.
Thank you.
And we'll win in whatever it is, baby. From book sales to bobsled.
That right there. Thank you, pioneering women.
Thank you so much. Such inspirational people. Ryan Coogler, also a really good one for today. Today, yesterday, the day before, the year before, the decade before. Either way, all these people made such a huge impact and continue to make an impact. People to be inspired by. I love that.
Cheers to Black history.
Yes. Cheers to Black history. Cheers to Black presence.
Yes.
Cheers to Black futures, baby, because we not going nowhere.
Nope.
So that'll bring us to our weekly reel, and this one we are talking about how to have a healthy relationship with success. And especially these days, it's a tricky thing, or maybe not tricky, but it's just an interesting thing to be worried about right now, right? Our success in our careers or just personal success in a time where things feel like we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, babe. We have no idea. But I would be lying if I said that I'm not. Like, I think everyone is trying to make sure they are doing their best. You know, we can only control ourselves. So worrying about what our next move is, what our next goal is, and how we're going to get there is something that is worthwhile. And again, it's like Tay said, that continuing to be there and continuing to be who you are and work for what you want is that revolution, is that start. You know, you start it here and then you let it radiate out. So I think important to talk about this right now.
Hell yeah. And I mean, from left and right, we're seeing different little, articles, documentaries pop up that very clearly show what an unhealthy relationship with success looks like. So, including these people in power who are making life a fucking living hell for so many people in this country.
All in the name of whatever the fuck they call success.
Right.
Some of these people, you just like, okay, multi-billionaire? What is, if that's not success, babe, then what the frick is? I don't know what happened? What do you need to destroy the world and then you're successful?
Then you're successful?
What the fuck's the problem?
Yeah, so
you don't have enough?
Right. So we're thinking, maybe you haven't, maybe you don't know what a healthy relationship with success looks like.
Or maybe you don't even know what your own version of success is. Because for me, like some unhealthy ways for me was like basing my idea of success off of what other people thought, how they saw me, how they saw my career, how they saw what I was doing, if they saw what I was doing, especially as an actor. It's like, oh my God, if I don't have things that is like, if I say it, someone's immediately going to know it, then it's like, what do I it's not success. Yeah. So doing that can really make you feel like you don't have success. If you tell someone something and they just don't get it, okay. Or they don't care, like if it's not important to them.
That? Like, first of all, shut up. Calm down.
Well, slow down.
And if you hadn't, then what?
Or maybe you have seen it and I'm in it for like, hey, that long.
Hey, that's a W in my book.
I had one line. It was, hey. And it's like, hey, look, it's a credit on my shit, okay? It's on my IMDb. I don't care.
You have no idea how hard it was to get that one.
You know how many people I beat out. I did 3 callbacks for that damn hey.
Right. Shit. And it's an emotion picture? Shut up. You don't know the tears, the blood, the sweat. All right?
Shut up, Rachel. No.
Literally. But I agree. If you don't define success, the world will define it for you.
Absolutely. Or if you don't define your idea of success, you'll adopt someone else's. And you'll start to do things that you think will look good to someone else, or you think other people might think is successful, or what you're seeing on social media or whatever, you might try to do that. And then that gets you in a sticky spot to where you're never going to feel successful, even if you are successful in this thing that you don't even care about. Like, you don't even care about this.
Talk about it.
You know, if you make your success, okay, how many followers you get, but then you get that many followers and that was never even something that was on your personal, like, I need this to feel successful. Like, that wasn't even something you asked yourself about. That was something that somebody around you had X amount of followers. So you were inspired by that and you did that. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
But we have to ask ourselves, what is my idea of success?
Because honestly, look at how, Tosh, you and I are millennials. Like, we both know how it was growing up from, you know, in high school, thinking about, okay, you go to college, you graduate, you get the good job, you're supposed to get the, you know, that you stay in for life or however long you're supposed to stay and work that job, and that good job is supposed to come because you got that really solid 4-year degree, and you're gonna go and climb the corporate ladder or whatever the hell, maybe become a doctor or a lawyer or whatever, and that is supposed to look like success. Have kids, the white picket fence, the whole thing, right? That's supposed to look like success. And I think for a lot of millennials, we worked toward that and tried to get that, and when bumps hit the road, like, you know, for me, school was an issue, you know, for one reason or another, didn't happen, and then you feel like a fucking failure.
Yeah.
Like, I did not have success because I didn't even get a chance to think about what success meant for me.
Yeah.
Starting off into my own life as an adult. It was put on me. I didn't really, nobody was talking about that at the time of like, okay, what do you want your success to look like outside of these parameters? Because success could look like, maybe you become a doctor, maybe it's a lawyer, maybe it's the corporate job, maybe it's the kids. Like, it all seemed like, what is it, like fate, like an illusion of choice.
Yeah.
You know? So, you know, I think it's a lot, especially for us to learn. I think Gen Z has a good, you know, is growing into it maybe a little more than we had a chance to, like, from that age. But I think for a lot of millennials, we're having to, like, unlearn a lot of stuff and relearn what that success could look like or mean for us.
Yeah, I also think that what you were mentioning about something being like getting a certain career, getting a certain degree, I think that there were certain things I had in my personal life that I thought like, oh, this thing is going to be either the end all be all. Like you said about school, you think if I don't get this degree, then I won't be successful. And so if you think that if you don't get the degree, or even if you do get that degree, sometimes we think that it's like, oh, I have the degree, I'm successful. And then you're like, on paper, I'm successful. How come I don't feel this success? Because the truth is, it isn't the degree, right? It isn't the job. It isn't. Success really is something that's personal, and that's why it is different for each person. Because, like you said, somebody might feel successful if they have kids.
Yep.
That might be something where they feel like, look, personally, I've always wanted to be a mom or a parent. And now that I have my kids, I do feel successful. And for some people, they might have kids and want more and think like, okay, yeah, I am a parent, I am a mom now, but now I think I want something else. Like, this doesn't feel like success for me. Like, I'm happy with this, but I want something else.
The itch didn't really get scratched yet.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So I wanted to point that out because it's like, there have been things where I thought that, especially as an actor, you think like, oh, this is the audition. You get an audition for a project and you're like, oh, this is going to be the thing that's going to burst me through. Like, I'm going to go up. And there's been times where I didn't get that and felt like, oh my God, well, if I didn't get this, then it's never going to happen, you know, or vice versa, where it's like, I do get this thing and then I get it and think, okay, now I got to keep looking for jobs. So that wasn't the, you know what I mean? It kind of wasn't that thing. Like, it was a thing that I can put on my list of successes, but this didn't take me from not successful to successful.
Yeah.
And I don't think there is one thing that really can do that. I mean, unless it truly is that thing that is going to fulfill you. But I think the way we work as humans, there's always going to be something else. We're always going to want to strive for something. And if we don't have something to look forward to, then life kind of starts to get kind of boring, lose a little bit of meaning, starts to kind of turn into something else.
Truly, truly. Sometimes I think about like, okay, if I like, it's okay for me to want to be successful, but I think sometimes when it can start to get a little unhealthy is when you feel too attached to the outcome.
Yeah.
You know, when you're like, okay, now that's the only thing I care about is getting to that, and it's like, okay, maybe there's a way to balance that out.
Right.
Like, have you ever felt too attached to an outcome that you're like, oh my gosh, like this is,
Girl,
I think this is
yes.
not good.
Absolutely. For me,
I think I'm not okay.
For me, the pandemic was absolutely a time because I had just gotten my role on 13 Reasons Why. And it came out in 2020. And so with that, 2020 was booked just because of that. That was my first guest star role on a Netflix series. It really was. That was my like, this is my breakout role. Like I'm gonna have, and I had a bunch of pilots and a whole bunch of cool stuff that was, you know, coming off of that, like that momentum was going there, and then the pandemic happened, and everything got freaking, I think, except one thing, and even that, it was like so pushed that it was like one of the only things I did that whole year because everything got shut down. And then coming out of that, I built up some more momentum. And then the strike happened and the whole thing shut down. And so I was like, I felt like, even still sometimes I'll go back and I'll be like, man, I really wish that wouldn't have fucking happened because I feel like it derailed my all that momentum I spent years putting work into, it derailed all of my progress. And I always think back like, fuck, dude, like I feel like if it wasn't for that fucking pandemic, if it wasn't for that damn strike immediately after that shit, I feel like I would have had way more momentum. And now I feel like I've just been, you know, trying to get back there, and it's just, and then every freaking year there's something else. Now it's AI, now it's like the collapse of the government, and it's just like the industry just has not been the same since COVID. And so I'm just like, fuck, dude, like it's a constant pivot, a constant trying to relearn and shift, and now we're not doing in-person auditions anymore, and there's just been so much change that like definitely since COVID has been like a sense of like, okay, attaching to this is going to be it, and it's like, oh, I can't even do that. And I feel like this is the first year that I haven't done that, trying to look for things to go back to how they were in 2019. Because 2019, you know, auditions were in person. I had steady work. Like, honestly, I was turning down work, you know what I'm saying? Because I was working so much. And just looking for that, like, oh, I want things to go back. But it's hard to accept that, like, oh, things are not going to go back. Like, that's really not how life works. It really doesn't go back. Yeah. It might get better, you know, it might start to feel like that again, but it's never going to be that again. So I've got to just, and I think I was holding on to it. And I was like, girl, you got to let go.
That made my stomach hurt.
Be where you are and just fucking work with what works.
Yes.
And that's really all we can do, honey.
Oh my.
Yeah, shit has not been the same since COVID.
Yo, that truly just gave me a little tingle in the depths of my tummy, because everything you just broke down, the wanting things to go back to 2019 vibes, you're like, yo, I can't believe, and I know people joke about it all the time about like, oh, I blinked and all of a sudden it's 2026, 6 years have passed since COVID, but it really it did a number on us, dude.
Because that was just on us. It was so, you know, unprecedented. It really was just like, okay, what? Yeah. What just happened? It was a whole disruption. And I mean, I think younger generations are still feeling the effects. I think when we think about kids with like their education, we think about kids and, you know, their social lives. I'm sorry, I don't think Gen Z and them ever really bounced back, because it was like their formative freaking years. High school, people were, you know, graduating high school on Zoom. Like that is just, it's just crazy. Like that's just this whole point in your life that you're supposed to be.
And college on Zoom is crazy.
And you're supposed to be outside in those times. Like you're supposed to be learning yourself, learning, you know, dating, you know, working little odd jobs here and there, going on little trips with your friends. Like that is when you're supposed to be out, venturing out. And they were not allowed to do that. Everyone was in the house. You know, it was, you know, people didn't get to have prom. Like it was just like a whole thing.
I literally watched my brothers like I felt like I watched his light kind of dim once because it was like right after his freshman year of college, and then he had to come right back home. Like he left home, went to a different city,
Oh, had a
was like
time, I
had a
bet.
time.
Oh
Like I went and saw
man.
him a few times while he was gone, and then when he came back, he had to move back in with his parents, and I could just see not that he was like in a depression, but like just he was just out
A
being free.
disruption. It
Yeah,
was disrupted, and that is just so. Ugh, it's so messed up. And I know I'm
yeah.
not the only one to think like, fuck, if that wouldn't have happened.
Turned freaking 21 in COVID.
Oh my God, see, and that's the thing where it's just like, see, and it's not a thing. I don't do it as much. I think I spent 2023, 2024 majorly holding on to that. Like, why can't we just go back? And then I think 2025, they reelected whoever this person is in the fucking White House tearing shit up. That person got elected, and it was like, nah, we gotta let it go. We ain't there. I don't even know where we going, baby, but it ain't back. It is not 2019. We are not gonna be popping like that. I'm so sorry. I don't know. We'll be popping a different way, hopefully, but it is not going back. There is no going back. This is where we're at.
This is where we are.
Deal with it.
Yes.
Work with it. And I think that was 2025 was like the girl.
Get it together.
Wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
You are in 2025. Soon to be 2026.
Wow.
It'll be here. You're going that way. You are not going that way. You're going that way.
Yep.
And it was harsh, but I think I needed to get there, babe, because now I can talk about this and how really absolutely devastating and frustrating that it has been, but at the same time, I'm still here.
That is the thing. Still here.
I'm still here, girl.
Girl, I feel like so many times I've attached my success outcome to like my worth. You know what I mean? Like
Taylor.
Like if I'm not
Capitalism, bro. It's in there. It is in our spirit. Oh, I hate it.
Ingrained in that bitch. Like my
worth.
worth, dude. And I feel like when I'm teaching, I sometimes I'll say, just stand firmly, just doing nothing. We're just standing there. Just stand firmly, feeling your worth just as you are. Right now in this moment, just right now. No limitations on yourself, none of that shit. Because it takes a lot to rework that. And I just like I remember there was a point where I was crying, like it felt like a lot after like work days and things like that. And it was just like, I remember feeling like I thought I got what I wanted. I thought I worked with a really cool agency and I'm busy doing this and that. And I'm just like, bro, but why do I feel like
this?
Why do I feel like this? And then it made me feel like, am I not doing enough? Am I not being enough in this role? Am I not getting like, maybe the validation that I'm getting is coming just from like a, everybody gets a gold star kind of vibe. You know what I mean? Like not being able to validate myself. And I think that I had to rewire that, like thinking like, okay, I cannot tie my worth in how I show up work-wise or how good I am at something to define me. I can't, even if it was a hobby, bitch, even if I was like, I love knitting and knitting, if I'm not good at knitting, what the fuck am I?
Who am I?
Like,
it's like, girl, you're still you. You are absolutely right, because I do feel like me getting to that place, like last year was me doing a lot more things just without the expectation that I need to be good at it. You know what I mean? Like I started, baking, and I'm like, this doesn't need to be the best. Thank you. But when I started, I was like, I just want to bake something because I want to bake something. And it's not like, it's not a competition. It's not for any event. It's not to impress anybody. It really is just, I'm about to make this cake because I want to. Not even because I want to eat it, just because I want to do it. I love to bake and I want to make this cake. Yeah. Or even I started hand sewing, and it's like, it doesn't need to look perfectly neat. Like I don't have to be perfect. And I think that what you just described, which like we attach our worth to how successful we are, that can be a hindrance to trying new things, which would make like pivoting and stuff like that so hard. Like we talked about pivoting on here, and we've had to pivot.
Oh yeah.
And it's hard. I feel like it's nowhere near as hard for me as it used to be. I think I do it with a lot more ease now. But when you have that, like, oh my gosh, if I'm not successful, then I'm not worth anything. And a lot of the times that we have to pivot, it's because something wasn't successful and we have to try something else. And so that could really be that barrier of pivoting. You stick with something long because you don't want to feel that failure and not feel like, oh shoot, I guess I'm not worth anything because I failed.
Oh my gosh.
And that makes that pivot, for me, I know that was absolutely something that just made it like, in order to pivot, you have to first admit, I gotta do something else.
Yeah.
And that's hard.
It is.
It's hard. It is. Even on a smaller scale, it'd be hard, where you're just like, I gotta try something else. It's just not working.
Because I feel like when you fail at something, it feels like a piece of your identity gets just ripped away.
Or just like it feels like a demerit.
Yeah.
How it used to feel. Remember when you have to go up to that colored card thingamabob,
flip it over
in front of the whole class and turn your color from green to yellow, and you're just like, what? First of all, why are we ranking colors?
Right.
Yellow's not a bad color.
I don't like this.
But I have my association with yellow is like, yeah, girl, something ain't right.
Something ain't right.
Something ain't right.
You're in the yellow.
You're on yellow.
And then to do it in front of everybody.
In front of everybody? That is such
Taylor,
a shame.
go.
So that's shame.
Right.
It's like shame, punishment by shame.
It really is.
Shame! Go turn your car and you gotta get up, walk across the room.
Everybody's like,
flip your car and walk all the way back. Everyone's looking at you the whole time. Class is paused, like
damn.
Yikes.
Okay. And that that's so true. I feel like that's the very first, that is the system working us to
okay, because if you're looking over at that chart and you on yellow and it's all the greens and you yellow.
Because right now success to me is this green, and this green and the success is my worth.
That's how I know I'm good.
That's how I know I'm good
in the school thing.
That's where it
and
starts.
If I'm looking at this and it's yellow, I know I done did something wrong.
That's how you know. Okay, take that right now, because you're not crazy. They literally have built it this way. The system was truly built to make us attach our success to our worth. If we're not helping or contributing to society in a monetary way that feels like it's supposed to be praised, then you're not shit. And you need to become shit.
Yep.
Spend your life, waste away being a fucking workaholic, not spending time with your family and just working instead.
Girl.
Oh.
But I wanted to ask you, how has your idea of success changed from your 20s to your 30s?
Oh, that's a good question. I feel like in my 20s, I feel like it was pretty much what I was just describing, when it was like everything needs to be, I need to have it all together. I need to have it all together. And if I don't, I'm failing somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's why it felt like so much heavy pressure on my shoulders, because it just felt like I was always falling short, you know? Like, it just, although 20s was really fun, the amount of not enoughness was thick, okay? Always been this thick. That shit was thick. Like,
it was. I feel like it was like 362. It was like body image.
Yes, everything.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Hair.
Not enough.
Fucking career. Definitely not enough. Money. Not enough. Honey.
Woo, and then social media came into play.
Oh, not enough.
Not enough. Now I'm seeing
followers.
everything.
You're not posting enough.
Nope.
You don't get enough likes.
You don't go on enough trips. You're a 25-year-old hottie. Why are you not out the country?
How come you're not getting flued out?
Right, literally. Why are you not getting flued out? Like, what is, it just always felt like nothing was ever enough. I was never enough. Even if I felt good today, that's only because I'm like turning up. You know what I mean?
Or like I did the thing, but that lasted for a day.
Yeah.
Like, I got the job. And then you get the job and you hate the job.
It's
and,
terrible.
And it's literally like mundane. It's the same thing every day. And now you're just like, this ain't success. I need to do something else.
Yes.
I need another job. I remember at one time I had 3 jobs.
Yes. Yeah. No, absolutely. And I think that I just was very much like, I think this is what I'm unlearning in my 30s is what I started in my 20s. What I started in my 20s is that I have to like constantly be doing something so that like, you know, you're just throwing arrows at the wall. Yeah. Something's bound to stick, you know? And as I transitioned into my 30s, it was like I still had that same survival mode vibe, which is rounding down, and I'm starting to be able to prioritize where that energy is needed, when I need to ramp that energy up, and when I need to like let it sizzle back down. But now it's like not everything needs to be as urgent. Like I don't have to feel like if I have things that I want to succeed at, if I have goals or whatever, I don't need to get them all right now. Whereas in the 20s, it was like, if it's not happening all right now,
is it ever gonna happen?
Is it ever gonna happen? Like what?
Yes.
And now I'm like, it's okay to map it out. And also, this is a big one for me. It's also okay to not map it out. It's also okay to not have a fucking 5-year plan.
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow. Like I used to be really trying to like do the whole 5-year goals thing. And now, and I used to, the people who would ask me, oh, what are your 5-year plans? I'd be like, oh, I do have a 5-year.
Right.
Now, somebody just recently was like, oh, what's your 5-year business plan? I was like, I don't have one. And they were like, what? You don't have one? A super type A person. I was like, no, I don't. Like, I don't want to keep making myself feel that way. Like, feel like if I don't get to that 5-year plan, if the things don't look like how they're supposed to look in 5 years, then I've failed. You know, like, I'm putting myself into that cycle. And I'm refusing to do that anymore.
Yeah.
And even if that means that like, okay, maybe I'm not always the clearest on, okay, do I want my thing to become this or that or this or that? That's okay. It doesn't have to be. Like I'm in charge of this bitch.
Yeah.
You know, I have autonomy. And I feel like that's also changed in my viewpoint of success in my 30s is that I'm in charge.
I like that.
You know?
I like that.
What have you been?
I like what you said about you're in charge, and also what you said about like taking. It's okay if it takes time, and it's also like all of that in conjunction with the going with the flow.
Yeah,
because it's like it's okay if it takes time, but also you don't have to, just because it might take 5 years doesn't mean you have to plan it for 5 years.
Exactly.
I totally agree with that. It's like it might take 5 years. It might. And you need to be open to that. But that doesn't mean you need to have a plan going 5 years. You can have a 3-month plan and just stick with that and still have the like go with the flow. Because I used to do the same thing where it's like you make this plan, and if it doesn't look like the plan, then it is a failure. Even if it's still good. Even if it's still great. It just doesn't look like this. And so now I feel like, oh, I don't know. Is it? It still feels like a failure. Yeah. Even though it is kind of a win, it's a failure. So I have similar takeaways from like my 20s. Another thing you said that also rings true for me is the urgency. And not feeling like I need to do everything all at once, or that if I do want something, it needs to be, or want to do something, then it needs to be immediate. Or now or never. Yeah, and I feel like that was more of the thing, to where it's like, it's now or never. And it doesn't need to be that. And also understanding the difference between like, it would be nice to do this and I want to do it. Because those are two different things, right? It would be nice to, run a marathon. Do I want to run 26 miles straight? In my body, if I ask my body that right now, no. Does that mean I'll never do it? Because I might. Right. At one point, that feeling might change. So we're not too attached to either one. But at the same time, it being cool and nice and, okay, is different than I want to do this. And I feel like when you were talking about making the 5-year plan, there was so many things that I would put on my plans that like sounded nice. Yes. But girl, realistically, do you want to do that? And those were the things where it would be like, you make your plan or your goals, and some of them you achieve, and some of them just like get carried over to the next year. Yeah. And it's like, okay, I'm carrying this over, and I'm never doing anything to walk towards this goal. I don't think I want this. I think I want this. I don't think I really want it.
I think I heard somebody say that, and I was like,
oh. I want to do that. That sounds great. I'd love to add that to my resume. And it's like, but do you really do you have a desire to do this thing? Absolutely not. Because the shit you have a desire to do, you're doing. This shit has been on the resolution board for 3 years. Yo, we've done nothing.
Literally. It's like that pair of shoes or that sweater that's in your closet that you're like, I'll wear it.
This will come back in style.
But every single time you wear it, you're like, But you just keep hanging that bitch up. Why is it still in your closet?
Why is it still in your closet, boo?
You
don't want it. You don't want it. You want it. But you don't want it.
But you don't. And it's like brand new, still got the tags and shit. You ain't never wore it out. But you're just like,
you put it on. Nah, I'm going to go with this other thing. And
every
that's the
time.
whole existence of this garment.
Literally. Just give it away to somebody who's gonna use it.
Okay.
Give that goal away to
Release
your
it.
future self,
Release
maybe.
it. And if it comes back around, hey, maybe that's a sign.
Yes.
But you ain't trying to do that.
You ain't trying to do that. And
Be
it's
real with yourself.
okay. I think be real with yourself. That's a beautiful way to
Be
have a
real
healthy
with
relationship with
yourself.
success is be real.
Be real.
Be
And I
real.
think, yeah, going back to like, what does success feel like to me, very specifically to me, and then yes, be real with yourself. Because be for real. Don't put stuff on there that sounds good. Be a wife. And it's like, okay, like I am a wife, and yes, I'm happy to be a wife, love my husband, love my marriage. But do I feel like that's an idea of success for me personally? No, I don't think it's I don't think of it as like an accomplishment. I think of it as something that I really genuinely wanted to do and I'm happy with. And, I guess in a way you feel like, oh my gosh, like I have a really good marriage and I'm really happy in this relationship. But I don't know. I don't, it's not a status symbol as I think we have maybe been conditioned
For it
to.
be.
And I know when I got married, I think that was another thing where you have this like arrival fallacy where you think, oh, now I'm a wife and now I'm supposed to have this air about me. And it's like nothing like that really did happen. I mean,
Oh, the expectations
of
too.
just like, same thing with like turning 30. You like turn 30 and you think, okay, now all the answers are at my disposal and I'm way more grown and I have all this stuff figured out. And you're like, you turn 30,
You're like,
and then you turn 31, and you're like, no, that never happened.
like
it never happened. I think the main thing that I will say is 30 does give you permission to be like, girl, what's serious and what's not? Because I need to manage this energy.
Yep.
What's serious is gonna get my attention, and what really is not serious,
Maybe
I'm just really not even gonna bother with that.
Yeah, I can
like
loosen
we're
my
gonna
grip
give
on
that the energy that it deserves, which is none.
Period.
And that's what 30 does. But answers,
No.
you might seem like it because people who are older than people that are older than me, even now, people that are older than me, just like you encounter them and they just look so
They know
established, figured out, and all these things. And then you have a conversation with them, and it's like, wow, you're just a person just like me. Like you're literally, you probably have more answers than I do, just because you've, maybe done more things than I have. But girl, you're just a person too, just like me.
And I think I think that's a beautiful example because I think half the time, maybe even most of the time, I think getting to that level is just showing up, is continuing to show up and do your best. Like a lot of the people who are older, because I agree, you meet them and they do have this air about them of like, man, you know a lot of stuff.
Right, you got
like,
the answers.
You got the answers. Like,
Give
yes,
them to me.
No. You are a person who has lived a human life, but like at the same time, you know shit. And like, how did you get there? And a lot of the times they start describing things that just sound like they lived their life. They just
girl.
They just experienced.
It's like, you know what? I did this one time and I fucked it up.
Yeah.
So that's how I know to do it this way. And it's like, dang, so I gotta fuck it up.
So sometimes
I gotta fuck it up.
Exactly.
I gotta fuck it up.
You gotta fuck it up. So sometimes having a healthy relationship with success is just being open to the journey, being open to the experience, just continuing to show the fuck up.
I think having a healthy relationship with success, I think you gotta get that good relationship with failure.
Yeah.
You gotta really desensitize yourself to failure. So that success doesn't feel like the thing. Because sometimes our fear of failure and our, I guess, success on this huge pedestal can stop us from even starting stuff.
Trying.
We're not even going to try because it's like, I don't think I'll get it right on the first try. It's like, okay, but who says you have to do that?
Literally.
Do you think, anybody who's ever been great at anything was great their first try? Their first try? Come on.
Right.
That maybe has happened a few times in history, but come on, bro. That's not a thing.
Prodigies.
Okay,
but how rare is that?
How rare is that, honey? And does that, and it makes up for such a small percentage of people that do things and are good at things that honey, you got to start somewhere. Maybe you're not great at first. Maybe you totally fuck it up first.
Yep.
But you do learn more from that fuck up than you do from just sitting there.
Exactly.
So
you got to touch that fire and know, oh, can't do that anymore.
Oh, that didn't work. Damn it. Well, I know what not to do.
Literally.
But I wanted to also ask you, has there been a way that you've maybe gone about success in a certain way that just you realize, okay, this is actually hurting me.
Ooh.
This is actually counterproductive.
Oh,
Holding me
man.
back a little bit. This way I'm doing it.
I mean, I think kind of like what we were talking about just now of like thinking that I knew what I was doing, or thinking like, feeling like I am I've got it. I've bumped my head enough and I've got it.
I'm here now.
I'm here. And just trying to go into it feeling like I don't need to. So, okay, story time. So I feel like going into entrepreneurship 3 years ago was definitely a big, big learning lesson for me, because I felt like because I had been doing the type of work that I do now for myself in the agency life for, I think at the time it was 6 years, I was like, I'm pretty well versed in what I think I know. I think I could provide what my people need. And I think I can show up in a way that feels really good. And I'm pretty positive I could be successful moving with the knowledge I have, you know? And I mean, there was wins. But at the same time, it was like, girl, you are staying closed off. Like, because you're feeling like I got it, you're also, one, putting so much of the work on yourself. You're not asking for help because you're like, maybe, I think at the time I really was maybe a little intimidated, or like, I wanted to be the best one. I wanted clients to work with me and see like, she's fire, she's got it, she's the good one, we got to go with her. But it's like just me. So it's like, you're the star. And I wanted and I'm like, I am the star. And if I bring anybody else, they're going to be the star.
Yeah.
Like, no. And it's like, girl, a bit of being successful you have to know you cannot be the smartest bitch in the room. Like, truly, the smartest bitch on your team. You kind of want to make sure that you have other really smart people in their areas, you know? Like, you don't have to play every single role and be good in every single role. And when you go and you fucking watch a basketball team, is like, you know, I don't know, was Kobe good at every single role? Did he even play every single role? I'm sure he could do it well because, you know,
but
he's
he needed
amazing.
a team.
But he needed a team. He was great at what he did.
I think even he had to learn that.
Exactly.
I think he came in the league with that type of attitude of just like, it's just me and that's it.
Yes.
I don't need to pass these fools the ball. And then he went through that thing with Shaq, and then he kind of learned like, yikes, without Shaq, I actually suck. Oh my God, I think he's actually really good.
Yes.
Yikes, I do need good players.
Literally.
I need help.
And I'm not over here trying to compare myself to Kobe, because I'm not, but I'm just
shit. We're not mad at it.
I'm just saying,
it's
like,
that same lesson though, where you're like, it can't just be all about me. Like, there does need to be. I do need support.
I do,
and I think that is also something that the whole way that we've been conditioned to view success has kind of made us feel about getting help. Like, asking for help is something that's like, oh, you need help. Mm-hmm. You raised your hand, and now the teacher has to come stand over you while you do your paper. Oh,
can you even do what you do?
Yikes!
Right?
Are you smart? Like, I remember being a kid. Like, no, I'm gonna do this whole worksheet myself. I'm not even gonna ask. I don't even need help.
I don't
have any questions.
The hell?
Or like taking tests, or like, you could have a note card with notes. I would like, I'm not gonna even do that because I know I know this. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I did, and sometimes I did not.
Exactly.
It was like, damn, girl, there's a reason why they offered a note card. I should have did it. Damn it.
Literally. And I think that approach to things definitely backfired on me, because it was like, I would get myself in situations where it's like, now okay, you showed up as the star. Now you got to be the star player in all the roles. And there's about 10 roles that you need to play right now. And that shit
all at the same time, go.
Go. And that would suck ass. Like, that was so hard. And then it was just like, girl, check your fucking ego. Number one, check your ego. Like, calm it down. And realize that, like, success you can still be you, but find out what's, like you said, what success looks like for you. Does it look like you having to play every single fucking role?
Does this feel like success?
Does this feel like success?
Is this it?
Is this,
you want to do this forever?
Exactly. Because this still feels like the need for validation is driving the success train right now. It feels like you're still attaching your worth to the success train.
Somebody being like, what? This
Yeah.
is all you by yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Like, and it's like, girl, no. We need to rethink this. So I would say that definitely taught me this is not the right way to approach success. Maybe in a certain way or another, like you feel good and things are right, quote, 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 on paper, but then how does it feel though? You know? So yeah, but I'm curious, do you have an experience like that?
I do. I think the how does it feel versus how does it look thing, I think I was going about, I mean, there's been a few different phases in my life. Like before I started going and pursuing a creative career as an actor, I tried other things because it just, you say you're an actor and people just automatically like roll their eyes and kind of think like, oh, okay, so you just do nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like people don't understand. And so it's something that can get scoffed at very easily.
They never understand the art.
Yeah. And so it's like, in that way of like, okay, at first I was too afraid to even pursue it because of how people would see it. Mm-hmm. And then I'm pursuing it, and then I feel like I have to call myself an aspiring actor and have all these qualifiers, and, you know, all of that was, though, somebody else's version of where I am in life, or someone's opinion of where I am in life, which is, again, we don't know, right? We don't know. The only person's life that we really know is our own.
Yep.
We can't really look at anyone else and think like, oh, wow, you're doing it, or oh, wow, you're kind of behind. Like,
right.
We can't really say that because we don't know where people are. We don't know how much work they're putting in. We don't know. And I think it's very easy from the outside to look at certain people and think like, oh my gosh, you've been doing this the same amount as me. Like I know with Substack, I would do that, where if I see somebody that's getting a certain amount of, you know, traction on their site and engagement, I would be like, I would go to their page and be like, okay, how long have they been doing it? And see like, oh, it's been 2 years, and that kind of makes you feel better. But then when you see that it's also been the same amount of time that you've been there, or maybe less time, then you're like, okay, so what? But then you realize not everyone is starting from where you're starting from. You don't know this person and what they did, who they are. You have no idea how what they did in that amount of time. You don't know what that took.
Yeah.
And so to compare your stuff to their stuff is totally unfair, both to them and to you, because it wasn't the same, because y'all are two completely different people. You don't need to know them to know that.
Yep.
So that was something that I had to really stop. And that's like a more recent thing of just like, dude, we gotta like, this timeline journey, gotta just really lock into yours and understand that this is your shit. Kind of like you said, this is my shit. And I'm on my path.
Yep.
I'm on my path. And that's totally fine. I'm totally fine with walking this path. I don't know sometimes where the hell it's going. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're walking like that. Okay, girl. This don't look like a good neighborhood to be walking through.
Should I trust you?
Should I turn around? So sometimes it feels like that, but like there's a reason for it all. I like what you said earlier about like you playing all of these roles and then realizing like, okay, I think I need to get some people where this is their shit. You know what I mean? This editing thing, this is your thing. Yep. Maybe I need to find somebody like that. But I think something that helped you is you playing all these roles and knowing kind of what to look for and knowing, you know what I mean? Like how to even give notes on something like that. Like if you have no idea what it means to like edit a video or nothing, then it's harder to communicate what you want from these people. You know what I mean? And it's harder to understand what's possible. You know that if somebody sends you something and maybe the client wants a certain edit, you know that if you tell your editor that, they're going to be like, hey, I'm going to have to actually re-render this entire thing. It's literally, we're not going to meet our deadline. Yeah. And you know that. You don't even have to run it back down the chain. You really can be like, hey, I know from experience, you may not have to even share that with the client like, okay, I do know if I ask my editor to do that, we won't be able to meet this deadline. So let's check in on the deadline. What if they can't meet that deadline? Is that still cool? Do you still want me to give that note?
Yep.
You don't? Great.
Great.
The deadline is more important than that little change. Great. As long as we know that, I won't even need to bother my editor.
Girl, it's like you've been in a meeting.
You know what I mean? Because we know how it works. The editing takes a while. It takes a minute. And sometimes one little change can be like, girl, I have to start over.
This is not a
like
little change.
This is gonna be. You want me to re-edit the entire thing, basically. That's what you just said. It's not as simple as change the song, boo.
Right.
It's really not that simple. You want a different song? You should have been said that.
We put every single beat change.
Okay. It's planned down to
with the transition,
beat.
bro.
Okay, like come on, girl. It is not change the song. When we sent you that song, we really did care what you thought. That's why we sent it. You said you liked it. We did it.
So
you do you want to push the deadline or not? What you want to do?
let me know.
So yeah, I think all of that really helps to where you are probably a better boss to these people that you're working with, and you really do know what it takes to get done, what needs to get done when you are working with your clients. So I think that really helps.
That's true. That's a good
But
point.
yeah,
I agree.
You gotta go through it to grow through it. Ain't that what they say?
That is what they say.
Because you
for
do.
good reason.
You freaking do, dude. It's like you gotta really, really go through it.
Yep.
But my last question for you is, what does success look like for you today? Like right now, how are you measuring that?
Oh my goodness. I think today I think about it. I think a lot more, or I try to think about it a lot more like. What is the word when you're like looking
macro?
Yeah, like macro,
big picture.
Yeah, but like instead of big picture, yes, because basically it's like
All right, let me go put him in his room.
It's okay. Break.
Come on, boo. You gotta go in your room. Come on. What time is it today?
It is 4:41.
Okay, I'll give him some food. He's probably hungry. Ooh, my legs. You hungry, boo-boo? You don't care what's going on, huh? You just gotta get some food. Hungry little dude. Okay. Sorry, he eats around this. He eats at 5, but every day he's early with me. I'm like, I'm hungry. So sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Oh my God, my legs.
Oh.
Okay. We're good.
Oh yes, what success looks like for me. Okay. Right, the word. Well, it doesn't matter. I think now I try to ask myself more like personal questions than before. I think I used to ask like, okay, more metrics based questions like KPIs and like, did we, how much money did I make this year? And like, which is definitely a good metric of success. But I feel like now I'm trying to ask myself more like self type questions. Like, do I feel content? Do I have joy in this right now? Like, do I feel present in my day to day, or am I just like moving kind of like zombie like through my days? Because I'm really, really good at just kind of tuning things out and just getting through the day. You know what I mean? And then you ask me what I did last week, and I'm like, I don't know. I lived, okay? I made it. That's what I did last week. And I'm trying to be a lot more like present in the moment with it. And anyways, so I think now I'm trying, if I can get through like that project that was very trying on me last week, if I can get through a moment like that where I don't feel like, okay, because I'm feeling a little anxious about the flight and a little anxious about the lead up, and I'm feeling really like a lot of anxious comes up a lot. Anxious about the me executing properly and all the things. If I just allow myself to feel those feelings instead of trying to run away from them or like zone them out as much as I fucking can, if I can get through that process and end up on the other side still a week later and feel like, okay, I feel okay. Like I do feel content. I feel like, okay, what did I like about this? If I can just kind of like make it more about me and what I like I want to be here and not I have to be here, that feels a lot more successful to me. Okay, you did it. Yes, now don't get me wrong, money comes into play.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
money comes into play. But I think now I'm like, okay, I can get the money. I've proven to myself I can get the dough. But can I get the dough? Can I hustle while also listening to my body, while also feeling safe in this body too, while also feeling like I've gotten enough sleep and like I've seen the people who I want to see and gotten loved on and relaxed and loved on others? Can I do all those things at the same time too?
Yeah.
You know, can that also be folded in? So now that feels a lot more like success, you know?
Yeah.
What does it feel like for you?
Yeah. For
And look
me,
like?
for me, like specifically, like right now, anytime that I can put myself out there on my terms is absolutely success. It doesn't even matter what happens after I do that. If I do that, patting myself on the back, like you did that. I'm proud of that.
Yes.
I'm really like, so the podcast, my writing, auditions, like, and that's a simple reframe, literally a year difference. Because last year, especially around this time, I was not feeling like that. I was feeling like success was way over there. And I was like reaching for it and falling short. And so I did a reframe, similar to what you're saying, just kind of bringing it back here. Because at the end of the day, like, the external things can be there and you still not be there internally. Like you still won't know what success feels like, even when you do achieve these things that look like, or even by your own standards, should be success. If you don't feel it, then is it success? Kind of a thing. It's like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like similar to what you said about this successful day going by, or this successful project that you do it, but you're not even really there when you're doing it. Like you're not really experiencing it and feeling in your body, letting yourself feel like, no, you're here. You know what I mean? You're here. I know when I did the play, that was something that was like me even putting myself out there again. That was one of those things I told myself, like, girl, you did this. And I really was super proud. I was really proud of myself for doing that. Like, you put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Woo, talk about being out there.
I'm still proud of you. Like it happened yesterday, girl.
When I did that, it really was something that helped me with that reframe. And I think I did that play towards the end of 2024. So that was a little bit of like yeah, girl. Oh my God. I know. It's been a while. So I did it towards the end of 2024, and I think that kind of catapulted the whole thing. And it did kind of take me a year to frame it that way, of like, this is successful. Because the play, it was successful. You know, hearing that, like, oh, it's sold out, and, you know, all this stuff. We added another weekend, like all these things, and people are liking it. Here's what people are saying. And it was like, that felt great. But at the same time, like, I think I had to, you know, it took 2025 for me to cherry pick that one little piece out of like, girl, do you remember what it felt like after you did the opening night? How that felt. And when I tell you, I made a video of me after the opening night of that play, of me just being like, you did it, girl. That's crazy. Like, you really went out there. Because I was nervous. There was a lot of just things that you don't even know, like, go into a play, you know, and you know, when you try something new, you're like, oh, I didn't know it was all this. Like, you know, it's this, but you know what you see, but you didn't know
it was all
this. And then as an actor, you're like, oh, it's probably not that different. It's different. It's diff. It's diff.
You learn so much about yourself.
Diff. So much is your job now. Where it's like there's a whole props department and there's all these different things. And maybe they have that on bigger theaters, but for me, it was just a lot of just like, yeah, girl, there is no cameraman. There is none of these people. Like, there's someone with the lights and the cues, but guess what they're going off of? You. There's no director being like, and now do that. No, girl. When you do it, that's when they're going to do it.
You got to trust your instincts.
It's you up there.
Yeah.
It's you up there. Which was empowering. Absolutely empowering and so fun. But that cherry picking that, like, do you remember that feeling of, hey, I'm gonna do this thing, and then doing it? Because that's another one. Doing what I say I'm going to do. If I say I'm gonna do this and then I do it, success. Because you said you were gonna do it.
That's a good one.
Even if it is just like, I'm going to get that laundry done by Friday. And maybe I didn't say that to anybody. Maybe I just said me. I looked at the pile and was like, I'm going to get that down. By Friday, I don't want to be looking at that. Friday comes and goes and the laundry is done. Success. And that feeling, I love that. I'm honoring my word to myself. That feels like success. It feels like
your promise.
Yes, keeping my promises to myself. It feels good to do that for other people too, but it starts here where you're like, nah, I said I'm gonna do this. I'm doing it. So yeah.
I have a question for you. Last one, I promise. Do you read, watch, or listen to anything that helps you get into like either kind of realign with that mindset of like, okay, wait, this is what success really means to me, or like realign with like what you want, like anything any quotes, any good podcasts, any TV shows that you're like, ooh, this is a reminder. This is reminding me to realign.
I would say a big one is reading my journal entries. And
That's fire.
I don't read back often. Every single time I write in my journal, I read the previous entry just to kind of be like, okay, where were we at here? And sometimes it's so interesting to like read that last entry and maybe I have some type of issue or maybe I have something that's bothering me that I'm like, I need to do X, Y, and Z to like fix X, Y, and Z. And to read that back and be like, dang, I hella did that. And now that's hella not an issue, no? Like, I like that. So that helps me to just be like, oh yeah, and this is the feeling. This is the feeling that I want to feel in life and kind of grow from there. I think it's helped me to be more honest in putting myself out there in a way that doesn't need to feel curated or perfect or even like planned. Like sometimes I could put myself out there in a way that's just like, this crossed my mind and it's burning on my tongue. Let me just type it. Let me type it out there. Or let me take my little camera and just say this real quick and then do that. I'm trying to get more into that and just be more honest and channel that Eartha Kitt because I feel like it's thinking of Eartha Kitt and really any person that can put themselves out there in a way that's just like, yeah, this person is they might be inflammatory in some ways. They might make other people uncomfortable because there are some interviews you could watch with Eartha Kitt where she's making somebody shift in their seat. They are like,
especially back in that day
too. Jennifer Lewis, that energy of just like, yeah, I'm here. I might be loud. You could do this if you need to, but that ain't gonna make me be quiet.
No, it's not.
I'm not dimming my light for any of that. So those type of things, those are the things that I'm like really tapping into, and it helps me to where like I could do something that just like doesn't look good. Like, okay, I was talking about mending, right? I have this cardigan, and this happens with my cardigans a lot, where it's like there's that little seam right here on your cardigan, and mine right here will just start to split. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if it's me. Sometimes I do roll the sleeves up on my cardigan, so maybe it's that. But I've had cardigans in the past that I threw away for that reason. Like this just starts to go, and I have this really nice one that I wear for like auditions that are more like office kind of things, and it's really nice. It's cream. It's kind of long. It's super cute. It has a little slit in the sides. It's very nice, and I take it to projects all the time, and it started to do that, and I was like, oh no, like it was a little more of a pricey one too, so it was kind of just like, girl, like this is actually a good cardigan, why is it doing that? And so what I did was I was like, oh, I'm mending, and at first I was like, what if it doesn't look that good? And me mending it, you can see if you're looking really hard at it, like the seam looks normal, and then there's the part that I mended it, and you can see it, but like I know I brought it to a shoot not too long ago, and I was like, oh, I wonder if they're going to notice that. But they didn't. They didn't notice. She looked at it, she steamed it, and she was like, yeah, this is great. And it looked fine, and I was able to wear it. And me looking down at that seam, I don't have that same attitude of like, oh, God, you can see it a little bit. I just think like, you wanted to keep this cardigan, and you fixed it.
Look at you.
You fixed it. You said you were going to fix it, and you did.
Showing up for me.
Now you're wearing it, and it's not broken anymore. I love it. I'm so happy. Yes. So yeah, that doing those things, I think making it a weekly, almost daily habit has really helped cement that like I don't need the reminder. Like it cements it in of like, how can I show up in this capacity today? It's almost like an intention each day to show up and honor my word to myself, you know? And usually I often have, as most of us do, something I want to get done in that day. Maybe it's cooking a certain thing, or maybe it's an audition or whatever it is, but doing what I say and that reminder of like, okay, you said you wanted to do this, remember?
Yep.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's do that.
Sometimes I got to talk to myself like I'm my own mom.
I heard that. Ooh, mother yourself.
Like, I'm saying, I know. And I'm like, I know we've all been in that space of like, you plan to go to the gym before this thing and then come home, take a shower, and then go to this thing.
You're like,
and then you're just like, I gotta go to the gym and then come home and get ready to go somewhere. Oh my God, I feel like doing. But then it's like you said, my self-talk is now like, you said you wanted to do this, so let's go ahead and do it. Let's go. So though on them days is my like, let's put on a real cute gym outfit.
Right. To keep us in the zone.
Okay, because I feel like once you see yourself in that gym outfit, you're like, ooh, I look good. Let me go to the gym. Right. Let me go to the gym. Okay, let's maintain this.
For real, let's get this body right. Facts.
But yeah. And I think reminding myself that it's okay to be a work in progress. Like it's okay to be in progress and like fall in love with the progress.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's another way. It's like, yeah, you have to have a comfortable relationship with success, have a comfortable relationship with failure, but also have a comfortable relationship with the process. Like how you were saying earlier, like being in the midst, like there's getting the client that's gonna have you put this event or whatever, this thing together, and it's like there's the excitement there, like, oh, I booked it. That's great, that's exciting. And then there's the work, and then there's the final event. And I feel like the way our brains kind of operate is like the dopamine hit from the booking, and you're like, yay, we get to start work. It's so new. This is great. And even the work at first is exciting because it's new. We're starting. But then the work gets kind of heavy, and it's like, oh shoot, now it's a lot. Now it's like, now I'm in it. Now I am in it.
I really wanted this, didn't I?
There's a lot going into this. And then there's the final event. And so I think falling in love with that progress, especially as an actor, because there's so much of this work that's really not glamorous. It's not even acting, to be honest with you. There's a lot of work between the audition and actually acting, and even just auditioning and actually being able to do what you love. Like in a perfect world, I wouldn't have to do any of that shit. I'd be able to just wake up and go to my acting job. But it don't work like that, unfortunately. Not for all of us. Some of us.
Not yet.
Lucky ones. No.
Right.
Or the ones that worked hard. But yes, not yet. So it's one of them things where you just gotta get up and say, like, look, all this is for that, and falling in love with that process, with the progress, with the in-between, that is, I think, my key to success. Because then I'm able to reframe the success as far as, hey, you said you were going to do this audition, you did it, yay. And then we're not even really too attached to any of this. That's why when you ask me, like, what was that audition for? I don't get too attached anymore. So it's just like, something.
One of those things.
We'll know when I get the final, hey, you booked it. We're paying you this much. It's definitely happening on this day. That's when I attach to it. But outside of that, I don't attach. It's just like, yeah, I'm doing it. It's an audition. Auditions are like this with me. It's flowing from me. And there's no expectations. It's really the intention is to just, okay, audition is part of the journey. Exactly. It's putting it out and not being too like about it, because that was just unsustainable, let's just say. It's just like, it takes a toll. You're like, you're way too invested in this shit.
It's too much. Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely feel like, a healthy relationship with success is like, I can get this, I can do this without like abandoning myself.
Yeah, you know? I can do this without like needing to make it a part of me. Yeah, I think that's another thing, to where it's like that too attached. It's like, this isn't me. Yeah, this really is not me. Whether this happens or not, I'm still me.
Yep.
I'm still me. Like you were saying in the yoga, where it's just like standing here right now, I still love who this is. I'm still worthy. I'm still a great person. I'm still love and light, and all of my favorite things are still here, even without quote unquote success or whatever this thing is. Like I can still look at me and be like, yeah, nah, girl, because they're tripping.
Yes.
They'd love to have you. But.
It always reminds me of like when people would be like, you know, oh, so who are you? Who is Taylor? Who is Tasha?
Yeah.
And then you start with like your job, and it's like, is that you?
That's seen in anger management.
Yeah, like literally.
Like you're telling me what you do. I want to know who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
You're listing hobbies.
Who are
I'm
you?
just trying to know who you are.
He's like,
I don't know what you want me to say.
I don't know what you want me to say.
It's like, yikes. I'm like, well, you don't know
who you
are.
Literally, that's exactly it. Exactly it. I think that's a beautiful practice. How can you describe who you are without saying what you do, what you like?
And I will leave it by saying it's important to have these conversations with ourselves, with our journal, but it really does help to have people that we can trust, to be like our accountability partners, and just people who can mirror back to us what we're going for and who we are in life, and to remind us sometimes, because there have been a lot of times in our friendship where you've been able to remind me, like, no, girl, actually, remember you did do this, and you are doing it.
You literally just told me about this, like, last year, and now
you're doing this.
You're doing this.
You've been doing this for heck a lot. Yep. Like, you, girl, don't play yourself short. Yep. Like, it's nice to have that, too, that mirror of just like, girl, hold up, let me show you who you are real quick and all you've done, because you need to know.
Yes.
You that girl, you're doing it.
Please.
That'll transition us to media review. And boy, do we have some media to review this time.
Okay.
I'm sure many of you have watched Reality Check, America's Next Top Model, where we revisit our beloved, well, I don't know about y'all, but our beloved show with Tyra Banks, who was actually a big part of my adolescence as well. Like, she was somebody that was doing things and
she was that fucking girl,
changing the game as far as the fashion and modeling industry went. Cover of Sports Illustrated, and like doing stuff that's just like, okay, girl, if you could do this, I could do it.
Right.
If you pretty, then I'm pretty. You know what I mean? So, absolutely, groundbreaking show. I loved it at the time.
Oh yeah. Loved obsessed
that show at the time. Wanted to go on it. Never really tried, but
which I think, thank goodness now, huh?
Oh my God, I know. But also, I didn't know that she did that petite season, because I was too short. Because I think you had to be like 5'8" or taller or something like that. And I was like, wow, I'm 5'6". 2 more inches, man. I wish I was a little bit taller.
I wish I was balling.
I wish I had a rabbit in a hat and a 6'4" Impala.
Hey, you know, but we can't all be winners.
We can't all be winners. But going back to Reality Check, this shit was crazy. And I think we all went through that thing, and it does reference it, where like in 2020, people were rewatching it and realizing like, oh my gosh, what? We're going to swap ethnicities. Huh?
Oh my goodness.
What are we doing?
The swapping of ethnicities, and did it twice.
You're shaving this bitch's head?
Oh my God.
Many times.
Many times they shaved heads. You're taking out her teeth?
You're taking out her teeth.
Excuse me? Like, wait, so
that was crazy, girl.
That was insane. Like, in season 1, when the black woman, I forgot her name, but the black woman, I think she was the only black woman on the cast for season 1. Because they were.
What was her name? Oh, she had the beautiful hair in the documentary, and then she had a shaved head, and she had just like, I don't know what you would call that, like a little tuft of hair in the time, and it was actually cute the way she would lay down and they shaved it.
And they did it terribly. Like they have never seen a pair of clippers in their entire life.
And they were making fun of her while they were doing it.
Yes, and they gave her little bald spots. Right.
And they didn't even do it right.
No, like
they didn't have the right clippers. What?
And
then why would you anyway? And
then Tyra was talking about how they like were saying that she was ashy, how she had bad skin, and I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, I don't see no skin issues. I don't see no ashiness. Like, and then the girls were like, hey, yeah. Can your ashy ass stop putting oils all on the doorknobs? Because that shit is, it feels weird. It's like,
And then
yo,
she did all that and was like, I don't know if it's a big deal though. So then why would you say this on camera? Like, what are you doing?
So it already kind of started off, although, like, I will say the way that Tyra was explaining the intention of the show, which was to break boundaries and like how women of all shapes and sizes, all different shades can be a supermodel. I feel like that was a great intention. But I'm like, we starting off season 1 and it's already the only black girl is made to feel ashy, bad skin, and have terrible hair.
And it's one thing, the hairstylists, I think now today, it's a little better, a little bit. It's more likely that there'll be somebody that knows how to do black people's types of hair, different hair textures. But back then, I can understand that there weren't a lot of hairstylists, but that does not mean that black hairstylists didn't exist. It just meant that they weren't in the realm of fashion. And I think if she would have carried that intention throughout the entirety when it comes to photographers, when it comes to makeup artists, when it comes to, hairstylists, because they even showed videos, and I think this still happens now with darker skinned models and black models. Tyra was doing her own makeup for a lot of these runway shows because they don't have your shade, and if you want to go up there looking like a ghost, then go ahead and be ghoulish on the runway. But a lot of these women, it was like, I'm either bringing my own makeup or I'm doing my own makeup because you guys just don't, and I'm doing my own hair because y'all don't, or it's a wig. You braid me down, or you're gonna have me out there looking crazy.
Like, what? I agree. I feel like
she should have carried that intention through, though.
She should have.
Like, girl, find a black hairstylist and elevate her too.
Exactly.
Put her also in the fashion industry and show that, like, if you hire somebody that can do these people's hair, not only can she do the white girl's hair, she can also do this black girl's hair too.
That part.
Everybody's hair could get done.
I think that she started off like, it sounded like, from what it sounded like in the doc, was that she wanted it to actually help models become, or help people become models, right? But I feel like it started off as that, but then ended up truly, I know it was always supposed to be a reality show, but I think, you know how like in like Project Runway, at the end of it, you really do get a chance to like create a line and all these different features and things like that. And we've seen like a Christian Siriano who's gone on to really make a name for himself and things like that. Not to say that America's Next Top Model people don't, but it's that in America's Next Top Model, they really leaned more into the reality show of it than the helping models to become something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Which is like, I'm not fully mad at it, but I think that like a lot of the documentary, which I was kind of like on the fence about, leaned toward how so many girls did not get to see their dream realized. And they felt very like slighted by the show in that way. And I think, I'm gonna be honest with you, Taj, out of all the crazy, terrible, fucked up things that happened in that documentary and that actually happened to these people, that's one of the things that I'm like, I don't really feel that bad about. Like,
because I don't think that was something that Tyra could help entirely. I do think there were things she could have done to maybe open the door a little more.
Yeah.
Like if she would have had started her own modeling agency and just been like, okay, you win, I'm repping you as a model and I'll vouch for you and I'm gonna go, all the doors that are open for me, I'm going to help you to walk through them. She could have used her star power as a model, but at the same time, who knows what that was? You know what I mean?
True.
We don't know what the modeling industry was. Would those people have been welcome to it? Because Tyra, she talks a lot and got emotional both on America's Next Top Model and this documentary about everything that she's gone through.
She did.
And we all know that the modeling industry is cutthroat. It was back then. I'm sure it still is now. And it's something that is not for the faint of heart. And so I think on a certain level, I do understand the like, yeah, I do want to help you guys walk through this door, but I also don't want to coddle you because I'm not going to, and even then they got off the show and was like, it was after the show and they just threw us to the wolves. And it was like, I think they maybe expected a little more of like, oh, okay, so now from the show we're gonna go over here. I think they expected that, and it was like,
not
well,
that.
girl, no.
We
that's
gave
not
you,
how
this
it
was
is.
us giving you the tools. This, you being on the show, this was us doing that.
This was like model boot camp, and now you need to go out there and stand on your own. And the crazy part is there were some girls that were able to do that, even girls that didn't win. Like we mentioned Takara when we were talking about it the first time, and Takara got eliminated kind of early in the show. Like she didn't make it to like the very end, but she had a pretty lucrative career. Like I remember seeing her on shows. I remember seeing her a lot of places. Rappers was talking about her.
Got a body like Takara.
Okay, there's many songs. So it's just different, I think, because like Eva, she won and she was everywhere.
Yep, that's true.
Yaya, I don't know, did she win?
Ooh, I don't know. Did she win?
I don't remember if she won or not, but I know
she was a standout either way.
She was definitely a standout. Yaya was one of my favorite girlies.
I'm like, did Winnie Harlow win?
Was Winnie Harlow on American
She was. It was like a later season. Like I've been after we stopped watching it.
Yeah, then I wouldn't know if she won. But
no, when they started doing those weird, freaky fucking seasons, it was like, okay,
once
who
Tyler
cares?
was gone.
Yeah,
or honestly,
even before, like
once the Jays were gone.
Yeah.
And even before then, I think I stopped watching.
It was just like, it became too, is the word like kitschy? Like,
yeah, it was really like,
this is not a model boot camp anymore.
Desperate. Like it really became like, watch the show! And it was just like, okay, no.
And this is no longer about like real like model life. Like if you really gave us more insight into what becoming a model would be, like the basis of how the show was supposed to be, I think it could have been not only the most watched show, but also a great show. Whereas like it was the most watched, but also not for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Like it became like humiliation.
Because you know what's crazy is they could have done it. Okay, like the way, this is a weird example, but the way 90 Day Fiance has became this whole, there's like before the 90 days, 90 days the other way. And there's all these different things. Yeah, after the 90 days. And they, now this specific couple has their own little spinoff. If they would have gave spinoffs of like, okay, maybe Tyra doesn't open her own like modeling agency, but maybe she has a model apartment and she's like, okay, the final 3 girls get to go to the model apartment and all live together for a year to pursue their modeling career, and the camera's gonna follow y'all around. And now this is a spinoff of showing the girls in the real modeling world trying to get their shit right. Like maybe that could have been something that opened more doors and kind of followed them through, like a more of a follow through with that, instead of trying to keep the show whatever the fuck y'all was trying to do.
They did something like that. It was I forgot, it was called like Model Town or something like that, and it was like a spin-off.
Really?
Yeah, and it was something similar. I don't remember. It was like they brought back some of the models, but it was still. But boom.
It's just like,
and it lasted for 2 seconds.
Yeah, like what are you doing?
Yeah.
I think if it just would have been, again, that same intention, that could have been the through line. And to Tyra's credit, she did have bosses. You know what I mean? Like this was her show, but it also wasn't her show. There's a network. And there's something that we know is that these networks, these gatekeepers, these people with all the money who oftentimes are looking at a certain structure for something. And back then, reality shows, the structure was, how outrageous can we get?
Yeah.
From like the daytime talk shows with like Jerry Springer, and even Maury got to the point where it was like, let's get this 12-year-old prostitute on the show and have a drill sergeant come in and try to help shape her. And it's just like, it's something where it's just like, what the hell is going on?
What is happening here?
It was crazy back then. Fear Factor.
Yes.
We have all these shows that are just like The Biggest Loser.
Oh my, The Biggest Loser. Holy
the
shit.
shows that are just like
now
abusive
that is a documentary,
and
honey.
exploitive and like, oh my God. It's like, that was the time where it was like, we need to be this type of reality show or people aren't going to watch us. And I think if they would have leaned more, like you said, onto the whole modeling aspect of it.
Like it was supposed to be.
Like it was supposed to be. And I think nowadays, if she were to do something like that nowadays, or if a model, like say someone else, say like Winnie Harlow or whoever was to, or like, Bella Hadid, whoever was to do that, and they could do it on their own platform with a little more leeway and grounded in the modeling industry, that would be awesome. Like imagine like a YouTube, maybe it starts as a web series, and it's like the whole point of this is to break these models in, and we're going to keep it grounded, because a lot of the girls were saying from America's Next Top Model that, like, I know Danny was one of the main ones who said this, that like she got signed to, was it Wilhelmina Models or Ford Models? It was one of those agencies that she got signed to, and she just was not going. She was in there with Chanel Iman.
Yeah.
And she was like, she's going out on all these castings and I'm not going out on any.
Because there's like this black mark in all of
just like, we have to treat her different because she was on America's Next Top Model, so we just don't.
She's a reality star.
Which for me doesn't, yes, that reality star stigma, and I think especially, you know, in years prior, there was a stigma with that. Like, being a reality show star was absolutely not gonna get you
anywhere. Like,
taken seriously in your craft as an actor, as a model, as a realtor.
We done seen all your dirty laundry and how you act when you get drunk.
Acting trashy kind of.
Super trashy.
Because reality TV was trashy.
It's still trashy as fuck.
Yeah, it is.
And exploitive. Like, I feel like a lot of the, I know Tyra, something that really blew my mind is that she did not say sorry for real. Like, she was like, oh, boo-boo, sorry that you felt like I fucked you up, which she did. Like, sorry, boo-boo. And that was like the only time I really heard her say sorry. She kept being like, you know, I was doing what I thought was best. And now don't get me wrong, I'm not mad at somebody saying, hey, that was the times, because it's true. But you also do need to hear what everybody's fucking telling you. Everybody's feeling like you fucked them up. And there's a lot of stories that all the fingers are pointing at her and Ken Mock and a lot of their, bosses, whoever the fuck they are. And it's like, girl, you have to eventually say, hey, I'm sorry for the part I played. You know, I'm sorry for the part I played. I'm not the only guilty party. So I don't want all y'all to shoot me down.
Yeah, not too much on me, but also I do realize how I could have maybe, done better.
I could have done better.
And hindsight being 2020.
Better by y'all.
You know what I mean?
Better.
Hindsight being 2020, I would have did this. Mm-hmm. And I wish I would have, had that presence of mind then. To do that.
Right.
Because I think one thing that I was noticing with Tyra is she was downplaying her like role and everything. It's like, girl, you were Tyra Banks. Like, you had a talk show, you had this modeling career. Like,
the show was born because of you. You were the lead host. There really, at that time, at the peak of your show, there would have been no show without you. Like, you could have threatened to leave or take.
And I'm sure there were times and ways that she flexed that.
Yeah.
When it mattered to her.
When it mattered, that's the key word right there.
And I think we talk about measuring success. I think she was measuring success by how many people were watching her show. Mm. And that's what it turned into. Instead of you measuring success by how many models did I create? How many supermodels are now on billboards and in magazines and walking runways because of my show? If she would have kept that through line, she probably wouldn't have been able to ground the show more. Because I think once you have a hit show, there's so many shows that have started on one network and landed somewhere else.
Oh, yeah.
They get canceled over here and they pop back up over here. Yep. So she could have, threatened to be like, you know what? Why don't I have a meeting with some of these other executives?
That said no to me originally, but now we the top dog show.
But now you see there's a market for this. Let me go take this to someone else. Mm-hmm. Because if y'all not going to let me do this the way I want to do it, then, honey, we could go somewhere else.
Because at least like maybe a market or a metric of success could have also been, I want these models to walk into the world not only with a check, a bag, and feel prepared, but also with their dignity. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want them to have to do
their
a fucking
confidence.
Yeah, I don't want them to have to do a freaking photo shoot where they're acting like they have a eating disorder with throw up on their hands. Like, I don't want them to have to do that.
Or that girl whose mom was a victim of gun violence. Oh my God. And they had her be a gun violence victim in a photo shoot.
That was sick. Girl, I didn't even tell you. So I was listening to that podcast. There's a podcast called The Curse of America's Next Top Model. Oof. It goes pretty deep. And they are talking about how there was a psychologist on set who they would have to talk to in order to get screened and allowed to be on the show. And they would get a green card, a yellow, and a red. And if it was yellow and red, they technically shouldn't have been allowed on the show. But as the seasons progressed and the show got more popular, in the contracts, there is a line buried deep, but there's a line that says that the psychologist can tell what you talked about to the producers. If and the wording is something like if it will affect how you show up on set or something like that. And a lot of these people's stories, like the woman with the mom and the gun trauma, the producers would pull from those stories and create challenges based off of some of the most traumatic events that they heard. Now that's some sick shit.
That is completely disgusting.
That's some sick shit.
That is manipulative and exploitive. Like, that is just, oh my God.
But I also, the person they were interviewing was like one of the executive producers of like Big Brother and Survivor, I think. And he was saying that that's not super uncommon in reality shows, at least at the time. But he was like, yeah, that wasn't super uncommon to do. He was like, I didn't do it, but that wasn't super. He was he wasn't an executive producer. He was a show psychologist on those shows.
Oh.
And he was saying that was not very uncommon to do, but that they did not practice that on Survivor or Big Brother.
Oh my God.
So, according to him. So, the shit got deep.
The shit definitely got deep. Like, using people's trauma in a challenge is crazy. Using their fears. And I think, I don't know, it's so interesting to me that these metrics, right, of like, what is a successful TV show? And we talked about Project Runway, and they didn't do that with Project Runway, at least not to my knowledge. Like, it didn't stray too far from fashion.
Right.
It was always, we're gonna make some clothes. We're making clothes.
The drama happened in the
sewing room.
Yes.
We're messing with dynamics with people. And maybe people are coming in with like, I want a bunch of screen time, so I'm going to pick a fight with such and such. I feel like I definitely, like if me and you went on the show, I was like, hey, let's get into it a little bit so that we get a little you know what I mean?
Storyline.
Let's go from bitch, I don't like you to like, oh my God, this is this girl. Yeah. We hate each other until they pair us together. And then we kill a look. And now, but the whole time we really are cool.
Yeah.
I would absolutely do something like that.
Yes.
And I feel like people probably do on Project Runway. But that's like as deep as it goes with just people clashing. But at the end of the day, we're making clothes.
Yes.
And you're getting judged on the runway. And we're bringing the drama to the runway. And I think that
with real challenges. Real clothes that somebody might really wear.
Really wear, because one of the girls from America's Next Top Model made that point where it was like, I couldn't use any of these pictures because it was way too much makeup. Mm-hmm. It was such a specific and outrageous type of photo. Like, I'm not going to book work with me in this coffin eating a donut. Like, they're going to be like, girl, what is the product?
Do you think I'm going to use the one where I'm like hugged up on the toilet with fake throw up on my hands toward the camera? Like, is that the one I'm going to use? I'm going to add that to my portfolio with the gunshot out my head and I'm up against the bloodied wall. Am I going to use the photo where somebody's literally grabbing my ass cheek and I felt like I was being assaulted and I said something out loud to everyone that I felt really uncomfortable? The cold part about that situation was that she said, I channeled my inner Tyra and I was like, Tyra, this is how she would show up.
This is what Tyra would do.
And she still got met with, girl, why the fuck would you do that? And when that happened, I was like, when she said, I channeled my inner Tyra, I was like, girl, I don't think Tyra would have did that. I think Tyra would have took it. I'm not gonna lie, I think Tyra would have. And then when she started explaining, like, Tyra was like, well, I would have been like, hey, back up to him. Not say it to the camera people, say it to him. And I'm like, I don't know. There's just a bunch of shit
that doesn't feel like the right move either.
No, it doesn't.
I don't know. And I feel like in that thing, like I think any woman in any setting, there's no thing that feels like the right thing to do when you feel like you're being groped or when someone is too close and I'm uncomfortable.
Especially in a professional space.
It's hard to do that because you're like, I don't want to be this girl. I don't want to make this scene. And then I don't know what this motherfucker's going to say to me if I just say that. Is he going to get embarrassed and say some crazy stuff to me? Like, is it going to be...
He's going to lie on me?
Okay.
Say like I grabbed him first or something.
Okay, like is it going to now turn into one of these things when I don't want to do that? I don't want to have to go bad on this motherfucker. And who knows? What if I do that and y'all and now I look crazy in front of everybody.
Now I'm labeled hard to work with.
Okay, and then they still did that to old girl.
Yep.
That she was hard to work, even though she finished the photo shoot after that
with grace. Like I'm just like, if I'm in a professional setting, if I was a producer on a set, like a photo shoot, and a model told me or talent told me, hey, this guy's making me uncomfortable because he keeps grabbing me and I'm asking him not to.
You're the subject of the picture. Let's switch him out.
Literally.
We have another guy. Let's switch him out. Or let's try with two guys. You take a break, dude. Go cool off somewhere. Go get some water.
It's no thing. I'm not making it, to me, I'm not even thinking, oh, this bitch is hard to work with. I'm thinking, let's make sure she feels safe.
So let's get the shot.
So we can get a good shot.
We all want that.
If you feel like you're being sexually assaulted, you're not going to have a good, comfortable looking picture. And y'all know that you could have found a different picture than the one where he was grabbing
when they was saying that, when Jay said, hey, yeah, a lot of the times it wasn't their best picture. To where they know, like, oh, if we just want to send. We know who we're sending home at what point in what episodes. And at this time it's her episode. We're not going to pick her best picture to show. We're picking her worst picture.
So y'all are cheating.
Know that there were better pictures. How crazy would that be? To know. Because you know on set, they'd be like, wow, girl, this picture is great. Look. And you look, oh, ew, that's good. That is the best one. Circle take that one. And for them to pick the one that wasn't that one?
It's like, so y'all are truly cheating. It was never a fair competition.
It was never a fair competition. And right, it was never really about a model competition. No. This was a reality show for y'all to exploit us and get ratings.
Play with our little dreams, play with our little, which I get with all that manipulation and with you guys, like, with them advertising it as a competition, that is where I start getting pissed off. On one hand, it's like, yeah, y'all were all grown and y'all knew what you were signing up for, especially at fucking cycle 25. You know what's going on the show, and yet you still are coming in and things like that. It's like, you knew what you were signing up for. But then it gets into all that shit, and you're like, well, did you? Did you know what you were signing up for?
You didn't know it was going to go like that.
You knew it was going to be a little fantastical, but you didn't know it was going to be all that.
You didn't know it was going to be psychological.
Yes.
You didn't know that.
Exactly.
You didn't know that it was going to get you like that, which is crazy.
That's crazy. It's a perfect example of someone being Tyra, having that unhealthy relationship with success and letting that drive her.
Yeah. And in that regard, it also makes it a little more predatory that you're going after 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, even 25-year-old people and not older people, which is like, on one hand, it makes sense because the modeling career, it is about your looks. So those are the like prime years for that. But at the same time, y'all are the perfect candidates to be manipulated because you're a new adult. You're new to this. I'm older than you. As a producer, as Tyra, as this Ken Mock, all these people, you're way older than 20-something years old.
In positions of power.
I know I can manipulate you.
Pull them puppet strings.
And if I can't manipulate you, ooh, you're hard to work with. You're difficult.
I can label you.
I can send your ass straight the frick home. Create the storyline that it was you. I'm in the editing bay. And Tyra, one thing she said that really she was like, I became a master editor. So you were in the editing bay?
Whoa, so you saw it all and still?
You knew the edits that these girls were getting?
And you still not apologizing? You're still not giving a very clear apology?
Like when that girl was like, oh yeah, what was it, Whitley? Where her eating? They were like talking about her weight and then they had her, they showed it where she was like, I was eating a bagel and they edited it to make it look like I was eating hella bagels, but really it was the same bagel. At just different points of her eating it.
And her slow-mo walk on the beach with her, like, freaking non-existent belly and they're, like, zoomed
in on it. Like
y'all.
Making sure to put every time she eats in the fucking thing to make it look like she's just nonstop eating. Meanwhile, these other girls is passing out because they're not eating at all.
And this is
she's just trying to not pass out and make sure she's not starving.
Look, and then I think, maybe that's why I had a lot of like lots. That was a show. Again, we stated that we were obsessed with at the time. And at the time, I think, I don't know how old I was, maybe like 12, 11 maybe. And No wonder why I'm like so hard on my body growing up. You know what I mean?
Girl.
Like so hard on my looks.
Why our
growing
bodies
up.
weren't enough back then. Why we had that stigma. It was like shows like that.
Shows like
it
that.
was so like you're calling somebody who's a size 6 fat.
Yes.
A whale. Like all
A
these
whale.
crazy things. Like that girl Janice. On American Idol, I hated her then just because I felt like she was racist. I felt like she was absolutely mean and nasty for no reason. She was just like, you might have thought like, oh yeah, that wasn't really a good, that doesn't really look like a great picture. And she's gonna go in on one little thing and just be like, I think she's fat as hell. You're just like, okay, relax.
That nose, you should just chop it off and start over.
Okay, like girl, talking about Danny's gap, where it's just like
you look better with your mouth closed.
You look like a hillbilly or whatever she was saying. It was just like, girl. And then it was so crazy that they was on Danny about closing her gap, made this girl close her gap, and then like the next season or 2 later, they gave a girl a gap.
They gave the girl a gap. They gave her a gap. Yeah.
It's not about the gap. Y'all just trying to oh my God. It's like you want to break somebody. It's so crazy.
And it's like, it reminds you of how, again, tying it back to American society, how like things start well-meaning, start well off, and then it starts to formulate into something else.
Capitalism. And these weird ass like go bigger, go bigger, go bigger kind of things where it's like it snowballs into like, okay, we done lost the entire plot.
It lost the plot
and
entirely.
Those later seasons, season 20 whatever of America's Next Top Model is a great example of that. Because like what is going on? Now it's not even about the modeling anymore. Now we're like, it's about the challenges. And the challenges don't even look good.
No.
Like
you was talking about you wanted it to be inclusive. You wanted it to show folks like anybody can be a model, but you didn't start doing these inclusive seasons until your desperation time. Like, what? It's just, wow.
And then to top it off, her firing her entire panel. Oh
my gosh. Who've been there
in that crazy ass way of like, hey, yeah, sorry guys, you're all gonna go. We're gonna put out a joint statement. Everybody put in what they want to put on the statement, and then to have it
like we're just parting ways.
That y'all got fired,
got the axe.
Tyra's cleaning house. Not a joint statement that we're amicably parting ways. I got the axe.
I got the axe.
I got the boot.
And Tyra, there's no sacred cows. Girl, I know you knew a lot more than, and then just sending folks a text and, like just nasty.
Jay having that stroke, and did Tyra visit you? Not yet.
Not
Boo.
yet.
Oh my God.
And what did he say? It was in 2023 or 2022?
Yeah, I think he did say like 2023 or 2022. Yeah.
So that's like, let's just say 23. That's 3 years.
Of not yet.
Of not yet. Y'all are doing a documentary together, knowing that each other is going to speak on this. Still nothing. He said she sent him a text message. Crazy.
All of it was crazy. Like when they talked about not Miss J, but Jay, with the gray hair, and they asked Tyra about him, and she was like, I don't want to do that here. I think I need to just call Jay.
Yeah.
I wonder if she called Jay. I hope she has, because their friendship, close. You're at my house. I'm at your house. We're telling secrets. He told her he didn't want to be on the show, and she just cut him off like that.
Yeah. And was only cool with him on camera.
Tyra.
Like, that's some nasty work, girl.
And then he still, after that firing and all that stuff, they asked him, like, oh, is Tyra difficult to work for? And he still had your back.
Yep, he still had your back. He didn't write that novel or expose. I don't know if it's expose. He didn't even write his book until hell years later.
Yeah.
Like, recently.
I'm going to read the book.
I do too.
He said, it is fiction.
You have to say that.
You know.
For legal purposes.
What is it called? The bitch, the wig, and the... It's called something. Let me see. What is his book called? I'm going to look that up.
But Mr. J, he kind of gave me like suck up vibes though. Like he kind of gave me like, although he was good at what he did or whatever, I guess, he was like... You know that person who, like, the there's Regina George, and then there's
Gretchen Wieners.
Gretchen Wieners. He was like the Gretchen Wieners, you know, like the person who is just gonna make the big dog feel bigger, you know, like he didn't necessarily have a voice of his own. Even afterward, I think he had to figure out what his voice was, you know? And I think it sounds like he's starting to get that, or maybe he has already had it, but that's definitely what it was giving. I was like, dang. And Nigel was like, I'm just happy to be here. Just like, I'm just happy to be a part of the team.
Okay.
Straight white guy just get to be sexy and take pictures.
Okay, it's called The Wig, The Bitch, and The Meltdown.
Ooh. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of, if I was Tyra, I'd be like,
the wig.
The bitch. Well, no, she knows she's a bitch. The meltdown.
Is this about me? You think she read it?
Yes. 1000%. I think she read it. I think that's probably why she still ain't talk to him.
And the cover, you think that's Tyra?
Absolutely.
It's a model-looking girl.
And the font of the book looks like America's Next Top Model font.
It says, the devil also wears cheap shoes.
Oh, he's in his bag. Him and his ghostwriter in a bag, bro.
A satirical look behind the scenes of the fictional reality model competition show, Model Muse, and a global phenomenon, seen through the eyes of our moral compass narrator. Pablo Michaels. The heart of the production in the helter-skelter world of Model Muse, we see behind the scenes and backstage shenanigans of the fashion/reality TV world. As the fixer, Pablo is the man everyone turns to in a crisis.
See, for legal reasons, they had to make it a fiction. But he said, everything you hear here is true.
Spilling tea.
I'm spilling tea. Yeah.
Hypothetically.
That should be the next, right, hypothetically.
Hypothetically, spilling tea.
Fictional tea. That should be the next book club read.
The wig, the bitch, and the meltdown, bro. Oh my God. Absolutely. Like.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So, anyways, thanks Netflix for that watch.
For that.
Wow.
That was a lot to chew on. But it also, I don't know, it was nice to kind of get some closure to that because... Oh, but at the end, Tyra did say, stay tuned for cycle 25.
Oh, she's a crazy
So I don't know
bitch.
if she's about to bring it back. She lives in Australia, so you're going to come back here and do it, or are you going to do it in Australia?
Girl, she not coming back here. She probably afraid they're going to snatch her up and put her in the jail.
Oh, my God.
Like, she like, I'm staying my ass where the Aussies are.
I love her and her hot ice cream, so go ahead, girl.
Right, exactly. But I'm going to watch season 25. 28, whatever new season, I am going to watch it.
She better call them Jays and get them back on there.
Right.
Something. But,
I just want to see what's going on. I want to see the mess. Okay.
We'll watch an episode. Just
Yeah.
To be like, what if it's hella good?
I'm going to watch it.
Tyra, girl. Basically, you a hot ass mess and a bitch, but you
toxic.
Know, just say sorry and
Please
bring these people back. Mend your friendships.
Please
go visit Miss J.
Go.
I hope after that, like, girl, clearly y'all was all in the same place. Hopefully you spoke to these people because that's crazy.
Donate some of those hot ice creams monies to some of the women who feel slighted, who were not even feel like Shandy. She needs some of that hot ice cream funds. Okay, so
she's the one with the tea.
The one from the hot tub.
Oh, yeah.
You need to give old girl some funds.
Something. Open a hot ice cream shop and let her head it up. I don't know, girl. Maybe she wouldn't even want it.
Right, I'm like, y'all need to.
Maybe they don't even want to look at her.
Yeah,
like, girl.
Sponsor her kids' college. Something.
Yeah.
She needs something. So, anywho.
Yeah. So.
What a journey.
What a journey that was. Let us know what y'all think if you watched it. Was it? Who'd you agree with? Who'd you disagree with? Is Tyra canceled? Let us know.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Bringing us to our thank you. A little more somber, but also we are raising up in love, respect, and power to Reverend Jesse Jackson passing. Thank you for all that you have done for the Black American community here. All of the championing that has been done for all of the causes. And I mean, sadly, the same cause.
Yeah.
It sucks that, somebody like Jesse Jackson can pass, and where we are today, it kind of sucks because it's like, damn, all the stuff he fought for, here we are still fighting for it, if not at the same level. And people are undoing. But all of that to say, thank you for all that you've done,
Yeah.
Jesse Jackson. Like,
thank you. He came to my high school my junior year, and it was when I was going to Sac High, and Sac High was a predominantly Black school in the middle of Oak Park. And if you're not from Sacramento, Oak Park is just one of the little hood neighborhoods. And he came to the school, and he had us all repeat the "I am somebody,"
I am
somebody, which is so cool. And at the time, I felt like it really hit hearing everybody say it at the same time, because especially, so many kids who are going through all these different things at the time, and maybe you're going through something yourself, and to say that, to hear somebody else come up there and tell you that and remind you of that, I think that was really one of the first times I was like, affirmations are important. Affirmations work, because I remember saying that in my head, it was kind of stuck in my head for a while, and it's like, man, even just something as simple as that can make a big impact.
Somebody.
Yeah. Thank you, Jesse Jackson.
Thank you to Jesse Jackson. And also thank you to Congresswoman Summer Lee, representing Pennsylvania. She petitioned to have the Epstein files released initially. She is the reason why, sadly, there's a lot of craziness on our timelines. But she's the reason why we know what we know. They tried to redact him. She is still going for actively. Her and Congresswoman Nancy Mace are both actively seeking accountability from Pam Bondi over this cover-up that they're trying to do, and they're not stopping. Nancy Mace and Summer Lee, thank you so much for being somebody in our government that is doing the important work, the work we freaking care about, not sowing division, but literally seeking accountability, calling out this wrong, because we all can see it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I couldn't vote for y'all, but I'm glad that the people who did.
Yes.
Because, baby, let's get these motherfuckers to prison.
Immediately.
As quickly as we can. Please, Lord.
Yes, and with all that happening in the world, in our day-to-days, I mean, Lord knows, one day you live in life, the next day you on top model with a whole story, you know what I mean?
Oh my God.
It's important that we have community members, people who can help us hold each other. We can hold each other accountable, have the little accountability buddies, and just continue pushing through this crazy world together.
Exactly. Finding a way, baby.
And so we like staying connected with you all. You can find us on Instagram, YouTube, and Substack at howtobereal. As we shared last time, we are no longer active on TikTok, so don't go looking for us over there. But you can find our personal pages. I'm at justsay_tay.
I'm at the Tasha B on Instagram and Substack.
Yes. And if you want to send us a listener letter or some advice or ask any questions or just want to say hey, you can hit us up, heyhowtobereal@gmail.com. We love getting those letters too.
We do. I wish we got more, but yes.
I know. Yeah, come on. Tap into that. Please. You want to talk to us. As we always share, please rate, review, comment on any of our content, especially on the platform you're listening to us on. It helps us reach more people just like yourself. So go ahead and do that. Do that right now.
Let us know you're there, baby.
Yeah, exactly. And, remember, we are not therapists. We just have them. So take everything we say with just a little grain of salt.
If it don't apply, let it fly.
Yes. And this week's Random Reel is on my girl, Tasha B.
Sure is. And I'll just say, never starting is worse than having to start over. Because we've all been there. We've had to start over. It ain't that bad. I've had to start over. It really ain't.
Same.
Eventually, the time passes and you're like, dang, I've been doing this for 6 months. And now it's not new. Now it's not starting over. Now I have 6 months into this. So the time is going to pass anyway, baby. Just start.
Just start. Just do it.
Start.
Take the lead. And with that,
stay real.